Cleveland Culinary Lunch and Kitchen with Brian Back and his wife Lauren Back of Backattack Snacks. And Brian, if you would, could you tell us your guys' story and how this business came about?
Yeah, so what happened, I am a trained chef, and way back a long time ago, before I met Lauren, I was cooking a lot, and then I met Lauren, enjoyed hanging out with her, so on and so forth, got out of the game. But what happened was I was in a nutritional challenge, and a nutrition challenge, they told us that we could only eat paleo, we gotta eat healthy, clean stuff. So we had almonds, they said eat almonds, eat jerky, it's clean, healthy protein, blah, blah, blah. So I went and got almonds and jerky and realized that the labels were toxic. They had so much ingredients you couldn't understand what you're eating. So that inserted our philosophy of you should never have a PhD in chemistry to understand what you're eating. So that was the beginning of this whole idea. People at the church were buying our products, and people at the gym were buying our products. That was back in Dayton, back in 2012, 13 time frame. It was a hobby. I was a quality engineer, quality assurance guy. My beautiful wife was an awesome teacher. And then some stuff happened. That's it.
I have a very rare heart disease called arrhythmogenic right ventricular dysplasia, ARVD for short. It's a very rare disease. There's really only one doctor in the United States that specializes in it. It is genetic, so my brothers both have it, my sisters do not. 2 of our 3 children have the genetic mutation for it. There is no cure. There's only treatment. The only cure is a complete heart transplant, and obviously you don't get that unless it's very, very dire. So, since there is no cure, we like to do a lot of philanthropy where a portion of all of our sales of Backattack go towards research for ARVD. And my disease is the catalyst to us moving to Cleveland and being able to fully dive into this opportunity, being closer to my family and to my cardiologist.
Yeah, so what happened, I'll tell you about the night.
Yeah, sure.
So that night, what happened was June 27th, 2014, we were walking down the road after dinner one night with some friends and family, and Lauren felt dizzy. Sat down, and I ran to go get some water. I took 2 steps, I heard her scream, she's on the ground, our friend's holding her, holding her back. At this point, she had a defibrillator pacemaker already installed. So I ran back, called the squad, they came. At this point, she was going from a 54 heart rate to 240 for an hour. She was paced 55 times, shocked 25 times. And as I think of right now, when we went to Johns Hopkins, you might have the record for most shocks in at one time. So it went from 1 joules to 25 joules. 5 days in intensive care. On the 6th day, we moved to Cleveland. When we moved up here, I knew how to do 3 things. I knew how to get people strong because I am a CrossFit coach. I know how to bond rubber to metal because my family's business is bonding rubber to metal. And the 3rd thing, is the greatest thing, is I know how to cook food, really good food. And here we go. And what we did is that we started. It was March 2014. We went to, hey, let's get. Actually, in January 2014, we got an LLC. 2015, we got an LLC. And then last March, we came in here, in February, we came here for the very first time, and we made our original almonds. I actually put into a package. We saw what it looked like. It was amazing, mind-blowing, and everything. Like, oh crap, this is actually happening. We went to a vendor show, and we thought it would be like, oh, a bunch of locals or whatever, but it's actually a bunch of people who were selling like Silpata and like other stuff that people buy into, and then they sell
Direct selling.
Direct selling, there we go. We were one of very few that actually made our products. That was March of 2015. Fast forward to this, we're now in 22 Heinens and a plethora of other grocery stores as well. A lot of mom and pop shops, but we're soon hopefully taking over the world of the almond game.
Pumpkin spice is our seasonal flavor, and 'tis the season. We're going to make a sweet potato casserole featuring our Backattack almonds as a garnish. And on that note, I'm going to go back to work while you play.
Yeah, all right. So what we got here is a sweet potato casserole. So last year for the Fabulous Food Show, we released our pumpkin spice almonds. It was right around Thanksgiving time, and what we did is I gave out the idea of like, oh, use these in cinnamon ice cream, pumpkin rolls, pumpkin cheesecakes, anything that has to do with fall, autumn, and anything that has to do with this time of the year, with harvesting and food, these go great with pumpkin beers. The girls that's wearing the vest and the Ugg boots and all this is so up your alley. So what we're going to get started with right now is this is my version of a sweet potato casserole. It's the Backattack casserole. What I have here is 3 to 4 fairly decent sized sweet potatoes. I peeled them and I boiled them, just act like we were making mashed potatoes. I am a big fan of actually using real products, even though that the can be very soon, like it can be very quick. I highly suggest not doing that. We live in Cleveland. We have so many good farmers around here that have amazing produce, and this is a lot of stuff actually comes from it. So what this is just regular sweet potatoes. I'm gonna take my masher and just want to give it a nice little mash. Not trying to get something crazy like smooth. That will come when I add all the other ingredients.
Now, Brian, what farmer or company do you get your potatoes from?
Shoot, I cannot say that because my wife is one that bought them and she left.
I'm right here.
Actually, I think, yeah, I don't know what farm that we get these from.
Yeah, what from?
The sweet potatoes.
Oh,
Somewhere out of market. There's usually for instance, like Shaker Square. There's so many farmers come out there. Crocker Park. There's on Saturdays they have a lot of different produce. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Just mashing them. That is it. Easy peasy. And if you want to spend the time and actually just get into it, you can. But I think that was good. So from here on, we are going to. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, we're just going to start adding stuff together. So it calls for a half a cup of milk. Boom. A couple eggs. Remember, whenever when you crack eggs, you see a lot of people going off the side of the bowl. You never really want to do that because when you crack it off the side of the bowl, you can puncture the shell and go in and break a yolk. And I just don't have time for that. So from there, we got some eggs. Some pink Himalayan sea salt is one of our favorite ingredients we use in all of our products because we believe that salt is a good thing. It brings the flavors into it. So iodine salt, sea salt. I can get into a whole story about that, but I don't have time for that. So I just added some pure pure vanilla. My mind's gone. Pure vanilla, Himalayan sea salt. This is coconut sugar. A lot of places will say use brown sugar. Well, a good way not to get away from the coconut or the brown sugar because it has like molasses and all this other crap in it. Just go to coconut. Alrighty.
So you're saying that that's a good substitute for like a person who has allergies or food sensitivity?
I mean, if coconut sugar is a natural sweetener. So like we have brown sugar is actually just like sugar and molasses mixed together. That's that. I mean, I try to use as much natural stuff as we possibly can. So we throw in the coconut sugar, and here is 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And we're just going to mix that up. Easy as that.
Now, Brian, as you're mixing, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
I was wondering, as a chef, you use Cleveland Culinary Launch Kitchen to produce your food for Cleveland. Do you feel you could have built your business anywhere other than Cleveland?
I think we could have, but I believe that what we have here at the Culinary Launch, it's not so much what I can do. I can do this anywhere. I did this out of my house in Dayton. The fact that I have Randy's Pickles back there. We had Cleveland Kraut in here. We had so many of these big players in the game that are in every single grocery store you can go to. So they're like, they're seriously right there. I say, hey, I need some advice. And Randy will jump up, give us the advice, give us some stuff for like social media or marketing or whatever we can think of. The family here is amazing. There's no, like, the cool thing is like, yes, he makes pickles, I make almonds, two different animals. But the cool thing is that we're on the same page. How can our labeling affect us in one way? How our wording is. We all work together, and that's, I think, is a very key thing. Then you go across the hall, we have other people, we have very good connections of getting people into different markets, different stores, and just the years of experience is, seriously, it's mind-blowing, it's mind-boggling. It's like how under this one area you have, I can't even think of the numbers. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff going on here.
And as the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So it takes like a whole community to create a really vibrant and strong culinary scene in Cleveland.
Big time. Yeah. I mean, I have, like I said, I am from Dayton. I have noticed everywhere the scene is getting bigger, it's getting better. And the cool thing is, like, Cleveland, yes, we are in Cleveland, but we're also doing a lot of stuff that's getting out of Cleveland. Like I said, go to Randy's Pickles. He's in Kentucky. He's in Indiana. We're following his ways. Like, that's my goal. Like, now, this was a hobby. This was cooking. Now this is like a game. Like, all right, Randy's up here. I'm here. I was down here. I'm getting here. I'm trying to get to his level, and he keeps on fighting to get higher and higher. He wants to take over the pickle game. I want to take over the almond game, and I will. I promise. You'll notice me one day. All right, so we made this the meaty part of the sweet potatoes, the sweet potato casserole. It has all the delicious goodness inside of it. Now we're going to start putting in. We're going to do the topping. The topping. This is where I think is amazing because we use Backattack snacks, pumpkin spice. You have, like, I love them. They're delicious. My kids eat them. But this is just our snack bag. We go to Heinen's, you can find, sorry they don't have their pumpkin spice there, but if you find our pumpkin spice, you go to backattacksnacks.com and get them there. But it's we have a half-pound bag, perfect for Thanksgiving, because you have so much stuff you can do it with. So, you can either A, put it in a food processor, or just take a knife and just give it a nice chop. If you have some, like, anger issues and you get something off your chest, I would suggest getting, like, a plastic bag, throwing it in there, take a pan, and just go to town. If you're doing it that way, maybe grab a glass of wine for afterwards because you might break some things, but it's all good. All right, so our pumpkin spice almonds are getting chopped up, as you can see. And again, this is all up to you how much you want to, how fine, how coarse you want it. I like enough where I can just, if I bite into almost every bite, should be able to get some of that goodness in there. One of our favorite things to do the exact same thing, actually in the food processor, it's a little bit faster and a little bit more, what's the word? Not consecutive. More evenly grind is take some cinnamon ice cream. Take a ball of cinnamon ice cream, have a bowl of the crushed almonds, and just roll it into it. And now you have like a cinnamon ice cream nut roll. I am a big fan of bourbon, and I usually will make like a bourbon glaze to this as well. So what we're going to do is we took the almonds, chopped them up, put them in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some of these in here as well, just so we can get through and through. There we go, we got some almonds in there. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna have coconut sugar, pink Himalayan sea salt, some flour, and some melted butter. You ever want to know how to make the crumbs on a crumb cake? Watch and learn. That's what we did right there. Just flour, butter. Usually they'll call for brown sugar. You can use flour if you want. You can use almond flour, whatever you like. There we go. So we have this nice crumb working. We have our sweet potatoes all nice and mixed up. Let's go ahead and pour this bad boy right into here. That looks delicious.
So I'm assuming you probably make this recipe for Thanksgiving then.
Yeah, so what's fun is that whenever you become a chef and you cook everything, you're now, I want to say, forced to make Thanksgiving meal, but it's highly anticipated that you make it. And the cool thing is that my family, they allow me just to like go gung-ho on it. So usually for Thanksgiving, I lock the doors, I block everybody out of the kitchen. You do not talk to me. You don't. There's like, it's like Fight Club. Don't talk about it. Don't get in my way. I'll see you in about 5 hours when everything's done, and then sit back and relax. Oh, sorry. My kids do come and help me. They make like mashed potatoes or green beans or whatever. But it is what it is. It's I throw on some good tunes. I sit back. I cook with wine. Not so much that I cook with wine. I do make some sauces with it, but I also drink with it too. So there we go. 2-quart casserole dish. Sweet potatoes mixed in with some Backattack pumpkin spice. The crumbs on top of it. We're gonna take it right into a 350-degree oven. And let's say 25 to 30 minutes. 25 minutes, we're gonna check it out, make sure that it looks good. What we're looking for is that inside of that casserole is gonna be set. It's not gonna be ooey and gooey, but it will be ooey and gooey, but it won't be just like liquid. So we want it to be kind of not firm, but something in between. So it's seriously that simple. There's bringing everything else into how we make the recipes for our almonds and beef jerky. The same way I'm a big fan of making our food. The faster, the easier, the better. That's under 10 ingredients. It's simple. You can seriously do this. You can do this. So what it took me 15 minutes, also talking, so you can probably cut it a little bit better. But again, one thing we really enjoy doing is we have a lot of them, but the half-pound bags. On Sunday, we'll bake 10 to 15 sweet potatoes, and then we'll just chop them all up. Whenever you want them, take them into work, aka we come to the lab, kitchen, and we will eat a sweet potato, throw some the pumpkin spice on top of it, add some cinnamon butter, whatever. I would say the sky's the limit, but last time I checked, there's footprints on the moon.
Oh, that's pretty neat. I also I wanted to ask you there, since I noticed the little Chief Wahoo peeking out from your apron there.
Here we go.
Since the Cleveland Indians are playing in the World Series as we record this, and the Cavs are playing their first regular season game since winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy, do you get a special culinary perspective on Cleveland during these big sports runs?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I know, for instance, just because we have the awesomest ingredients, the best snacks ever. For instance, tonight we're going to our friend's house. They're having a watch party. They've already told me they went to Heinen's and bought all the stuff, and that they dude, look, I got the original, I got the sweet stinger. I'm like, hey dude, guess what? I could brought that because I have all of them. But they like to support local. What's up? But yes, Local bars, I know that Sibling Revelry, for instance, they do carry our products. They have watch parties. You can go there and you can see, we see stuff going on. Beer and nuts, hand in hand. So yeah, we're super excited to see what's going on with the whole, like with the championship. Hopefully we'll bring another one in for the Indians, but the Cavs. I do know we were lucky enough to see some of the Cavs last Wednesday at Town Hall and see them actually eat our products. And to see that was like mic drop, exit left. It was great.
That's awesome, man. Is there anything you would like to say in closing about about the Cleveland restaurants in food community as a whole, in how they supported you and how you view them?
Yeah. So like one thing I've noticed, I mean, I've traveled, I've been everywhere, I've been a lot of places. I used to live in Louisville for a long time. Louisville is you notice I said Louisville, not Louisville. I lived in Louisville for a long time, and there's a Sullivan Culinary School down there. I thought their food game was on point. It was awesome. There's a lot of young chefs coming out. They had the idea, they had the drive to come out and do a restaurant or whatever. And I always thought that Louisville was like a nice place to be. New York City is, like New York City, Chicago. They're amazing places to go eat and dine, and I enjoy the night. But Cleveland is coming hard. It's coming with a vengeance. Like they say, it's a second-rate city. Erroneous. This is an awesome city. The food scene is amazing. Yes, there is some celebrity chefs that come out, but there's so much better chefs that coming from Cleveland. The food, like I could go on and on. Food's just so good, and it's like. The coolest thing is like at the here at the kitchen, you have people who have an idea, like your grandma makes the best sauces, or your grandma does this, or you have a family recipe of making pickled whatever, and you like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So because of the little guys, us, we're able to make a footprint. We're hitting different restaurants. I actually sold some stuff, like we have 5-pound bags, and there's country clubs and there's restaurants that actually will buy our original recipe and use it as, one, they put it on their charcuterie boards, and then they also grind them up and use them as a gluten-free alternative. For instance, our original recipe, they go great on chicken. It makes the chicken taste like real fried chicken without the flour. I've done eggplant parmesan with it. I've done zucchinis with it. I've done squash. I mean, seriously, if you can think of anything, do it. If it doesn't work, it's food. Oh well. I mean, how else are you gonna know if something's gonna be great? You gotta try it. You gotta eat it. And that's the thing. Like, Cleveland's been always. I think it's always been like the blue collar, the underdogs. I mean, Cleveland Browns. But now we got the Indians. We got the Cavs. We got the Monsters. We got. If you haven't noticed, in 2016, the pendulum is coming back, and we're on that upswing big time. And to see what's coming through, like I got goosebumps. But to see this coming through, like be a part of what we're doing, is amazing. I think can't be more blessed to be a part of this right now.
We are Backattack Snacks. We are a local company to Cleveland, Ohio. We make everything down here at the Cleveland Culinary Lunch and Kitchen. We have healthy flavored almonds as well as healthy flavored beef jerky.
The coolest thing about our products is you can actually pick it up and read the ingredients. You do not need a PhD in chemistry to understand what you're eating.
You have to try it to taste the difference. You can find us on all social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, as well as backattacksnacks.com.
You can also get all 22 Heinens. I promise one thing from me to you. Once you try my nuts, you're going to love them.